Chapter 297. When he was about to kill the naughty little demon girl in seconds, Yutian was less than 100 meters away from the other party. Subconsciously, he checked the other party's talent. Human, Qin Zixuan, cultivation talent, no superior. Strength talents, arcanon, speed talent, arcanon, defense talent, arcane, swordsmanship talent, Wei Yu. A series of talents appeared in Yitian's sight. No superior cultivation talent. Yitian was overjoyed. The virtual world of Qinfeng Giant City was able to check the talent situation, and he knew it when he first came in, but he didn't expect that the first opponent he encountered turned out to be a topless cultivator. That's good luck. Judging from Qin Zixuan's talent, the other party is able to become a 9-star emperor, but his cultivation is not very high. So he only broke the 13th physical limit, and he has not cultivated the god-level sword technique. The one he has cast is still a consummation-level legendary sword skill, so his combat power is still at the 8-star emperor level, and it is not very powerful at the 8-star emperor level. Because of this, she is so much weaker than Yutian. Yutian was not interested in Qin Zixuan's other talents at all, but without a superior cultivation talent, he was very interested. Copy the peerless cultivation talent. As soon as the thought was copied successfully, Yitian smiled. However, this hint of smile in Qin Zixuan's eyes meant something else. He's laughing. Qin Zixuan was stunned. Then, her body was grabbed by Yitian's big tearing divine claw. Rumble. The virtual body was annihilated, and Qin Zixuan's soul consciousness left the virtual world and returned to the body. As soon as she returned to her original form, she was furious. Damn it, kill me and laugh? Is that mocking my weakness? Qin Zixuan was very annoyed. She is an 8-star emperor level combat power. She is only 35 years old this year. She has reached the 8-star emperor level at such an age. She is definitely a genius among geniuses, and she will definitely be able to become a 9-star emperor in a few years. But now, a guy who doesn't know how old she is dares to underestimate her. HMPH, don't let me find you, or... Qin Zixuan secretly scolded Yutian for a long time, and Yutian didn't know all this. Congratulations on your first win and 100 star points. 100 star points was undoubtedly nothing to Yutian, but he was still very excited, because he had copied a topless cultivation talent. Consciousness returns. Yutian couldn't wait to fuse this non-superior cultivation talent. Rumble. The fusion began, and after some fusion pain, Yutian successfully fused this non-superior cultivation talent, but the talent did not undergo transformation, and it was still a non-superior cultivation talent. But Yitian had already sensed that his levelless cultivation talent was about to reach the top, and if he fused a levelless cultivation talent, he could definitely transform to the next talent level. The battle tower is really good. Not only can you earn star points, but you can also copy the talent and continue to challenge. Yitian put on a virtual helmet and continued to challenge. The second challenge opponent was a relatively weak emperor level, less than a 1-star emperor level, and was killed by Yitian in one move. Soon, Yitian's record soared. 3 wins in a row. 4 wins in a row. 5 wins in a row. 6 wins in a row. 7 wins in a row. Finally, Yitian completed 9 consecutive wins, and the 9th win earned him 25,600 star points. So easily he earned 25,600 star points. How fast to make money. But this speed of making money is also fraught with risks. Yitian has been winning. If he loses, then all the star points he earned before will be lost, because the bet on the 10th challenge is 51,200 star points. Looking at it this way, the winning streak seems very unfair. Isn't it going on a winning streak? Once it is terminated, all the stars are lost at once. Then what is the point of the winning streak? But in fact, the bet can be modified, and the bet of the 10th challenge of 51,200 star points is the maximum bet amount. If Yitian modifies it to 10,000 star points, it can also be. If it is not modified, it will default to 51,200 star points. Yitian wants to earn star points quickly, and this is only 9 consecutive wins, so he naturally won't modify the bet amount. Plus, once you've completed your 10th winning streak, it's different. Once you complete your 10th winning streak, you will not only receive 51,200 points, but also a ticket bonus. Because once you get 10 consecutive wins, others can watch the battle later, and you need to pay for watching the battle, and half of the reward paid goes to the streak. If the streak loses, the reward goes to the virtual world. Of course, this requires a certain amount of fame, and if there is no fame, who will come to watch the battle? For example, Qin Zixuan, whom Yu Tian met for the first time, was probably a trumpet, because no one paid attention to this number, so no one came to watch the battle. If it is a very famous emperor-level powerhouse, if you have a winning streak, there will definitely be a large number of people watching the battle, and the ticket money is even more than the bet. In the later stage, ticket money is the real source of income for a strong person. However, Yi Tian is a newcomer now, and he has no fame at all in Qinfeng Giant City, so naturally he can't expect too much, and it's good to be able to make some bets. 10th challenge. The virtual world chose an emperor level with a good record for Yi Tian. Character: Wind Emperor, record: 8,621 wins, 62 defeats. Judging from the battle record, the strength of this Wind King Emperor is quite good, but it is not clear how many star emperor level it is. The virtual world of Qinfeng Giant City does not expose the opponent's combat power at all, and the specific strength can only be known through battle. Soon, the 10th challenge began. Wow! Over a forest. Yi Tian appeared at the same time as the Wind King Emperor, who was a rugged-looking man with a muscular appearance, wearing battle armor and holding a bladed knife in his hand. Kill! The Wind King Emperor made a move, showing the strength of the 8-star Emperor level. It's barely an 8-star Emperor level, I thought it was so powerful. Yi Tian was a little disappointed, and immediately used the space confinement, and then killed the other party with one claw. The whole process was too easy. 10 wins streak complete. In the next few days, Yi Tian challenged frantically every day, but because some opponents did not accept the challenge, he couldn't fight many times a day, and it took a long time to meet a real opponent. But even so, on the 3rd day, he completed a 19-game winning streak and was on the verge of advancing to his 20th straight victory. At this time, Yi Tian had already earned tens of millions of star points. For the real rich, tens of millions of stars are nothing, but for Yi Tian, tens of millions of stars are a huge amount of money. In the 20th challenge, Yi Tian still set the highest bet, reaching more than 50 million star points. Randomly, he arrived at an emperor-level powerhouse, whose nickname was Barbie, and the other party agreed, but Yi Tian hesitated. Because the other party only agrees to challenge with 10 million star points, if Yi Tian does not agree, he can be replaced. If he agrees, then the bet in this game is 10 million star points. Forget it, agree. If you keep turning it over like this, the bet will be heavenly. Yi Tian thought, so he agreed. The 20th challenge has begun. But at this moment, the notice of the virtual world arrived. Emperor of 10,000 laws, since you are about to have a 20-game winning streak, the virtual world can give you a free promotion, and there will be a lot of viewers to watch the battle. Do you accept the publicity of the virtual world? If you accept the publicity, the challenge will be delayed for 1 day. Seeing this notice, Yi Tian thought about it and agreed. If he wants to improve his strength in a short period of time, he can't keep a low profile. If he has a reputation, he may take the initiative to find him. If he has been obscure, even if he has a big opportunity, he can't get news. Besides, if it is promoted in the virtual world, there will definitely be a lot of warriors to watch the battle, and the ticket price is estimated to be very large. You can make money and earn fame, so why not? After Yi Tian agreed, an announcement appeared on the public platform of the virtual world. The 20-game winning streak challenge of the Emperor of 10,000 Laws will be held at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and the challenger, Barbie. Chapter 298. The announcement of the 20-game winning streak challenge has attracted the attention of many people, but others are not paying attention to Yi Tian, because they don't know Yi Tian at all. Even if Yi Tian is very strong, but there are no fans, who will pay attention to him? But Barbie has attracted the attention of many people, because Barbie is very famous. She is the granddaughter of a true god, although her strength has just reached the 9-star emperor level, but with her identity, she naturally has many admirers and fans in Qinfeng Giant City. Barbie rarely comes to the virtual world to challenge, and even if she participates, with Barbie's record, she rarely matches the weaker emperor level, and competes with the stronger emperor level. There are wins and losses. If they don't reach 10 consecutive wins, they can't watch the game. But this time, although it wasn't Barbie's streak challenge, they could see Barbie's battle in Yi Tian's 20-game winning streak challenge. All of a sudden, many people bought tickets. The value of a ticket is not cheap, a full 100 star points, and the ticket with a better location is more expensive. Qinfeng Giant City, in an attic. A woman in Xing Yi came out of the virtual world and muttered, "Emperor of 10,000 laws, 20 consecutive victories. With the strength of the other party, why only 19 battles? Could it be someone's trumpet? No matter, I've had an awkward relationship with my grandfather recently, I have no source of income, and the cost of cultivation is huge. Just challenge the other party, once I win, I can also get 10 million star points, enough to spend a while." The woman in Xing Yi grinned. The woman in Xing Yi is a Barbie doll, but her real name is Lu Xing Yi, known as the Empress of Xing Yi. Suddenly, a voice came, "Xing Yi, I'm here." As soon as she finished speaking, a woman appeared at her door. Click. The door opened, and a woman appeared in Lu Qingyi's sight. "Zixuan, why are you here?" The person who came was her good friend Qin Zixuan. Qin Zixuan's origin is not simple. She is the granddaughter of the city lord of Qinfeng Giant City, and her status is even higher than her. Qin Zixuan came in and said, "Qingyi, have you challenged a guy called Wanfa Heavenly Emperor?" "Yes." Lu Qingyi was not surprised that Qin Zixuan knew about the challenge, because the virtual world had just issued an announcement, and Qin Zixuan might have just seen it. "Xing Yi, that kid's strength is not simple, he is a 9-star emperor level, but he shouldn't be your opponent, you must teach him a good lesson, so that he will suffer heavy losses. Otherwise, once you lose, he will not only win your money, but also get ticket dividends, which will be too cheap for him." Qin Zixuan said angrily. Lu Qingyi was a little puzzled. "Zixuan, do you know that Emperor of 10,000 laws? Has he offended you?" "Of course I offended this girl." Qin Zixuan remembered what happened before, and her anger surged up again. "That guy's first battle was against my trumpet. I originally wanted to guide him, but who expected to be killed by him in one move? And when he killed me, he grabbed me with his claws and laughed at me mercilessly. HMPH, Miss Ben hasn't been so embarrassed. Xing Yi, you must teach him a lesson for me." Lu Qingyi said solemnly, "Zixuan, you also said just now, that person is a 9-star emperor, and I am also a 9-star emperor. It is not so easy to defeat him." Qin Zixuan hurriedly said, "Xing Yi, that guy only reached the 9-star emperor level by relying on his spatial talent, and your desperate green hand can attack the opponent regardless of space, just suppressing him. His spatial talent can't overwhelm you, and you can definitely kill him. By the way, you're not short of money lately, I can start a gambling game, and once you win, I'll give you half of it." "Okay, I'll give it my all." Lu Qingyi bit his lip lightly and said, "Remember, that guy's claw skill is a god-level claw skill, you must not let him get close, and at the beginning of the challenge, kill him with his desperate green hand as soon as possible." Qin Zixuan reminded again. At this time, Yi Tian didn't know that he was targeted by 2 women, and he was searching for information about Barbie dolls. Although there is no more hidden information on the Yuanli network, only some common-sense information can be found, but there is still basic information about Barbie. Lu Qingyi, known as the Empress of Xing Yi, the 9-star emperor level. Yi Tian was a little dignified. The 9-star emperor level is not weak, it belongs to the same level as him. If you want to win a 9-star emperor level, it is not easy. However, judging from the little news that flowed out on the internet, Lu Qingyi is obviously not the kind of 9-star extreme emperor level, just an ordinary 9-star emperor level, so he has a great chance of winning. Subsequently, Yi Tian entered the virtual world again, wanting to see if there was any information about his 20-game winning streak challenge in the virtual world public comment area. As soon as he entered the comment area, he was stunned. There were a lot of comments about this battle, but after clicking in, he was a little confused. It seems that they are all discussing Barbie Lu Qingyi, but few of them mention his name. Even if his name is mentioned, it is because of the comparison with Barbie. In short, his fame is weak, while Barbie's fame is very loud. That's fine, Barbie is famous, there must be a lot of martial artists to watch the battle, and once I win, I can get a lot of ticket money. Yi Tian said with a smile. Suddenly, he saw a certain post and opened a gambling game, which was a gamble between him and Lu Qingyi. It is allowed to open a gambling game in the virtual world, but ordinary people do not have this permission. They must be a person with a certain permission, and an account like UTN has no permission to open a gambling game. There is no doubt that the people who open the game are not ordinary. Qin Zixuan, UTN was shocked when he saw the name of the person who opened the gambling game. Isn't this the first person he has just taken on in the virtual world? He flipped through this gambling post and quickly learned Qin Zixuan's origin. She turned out to be the granddaughter of the city lord of Qinfeng Giant City. What kind of person is the city lord of Qinfeng Giant City? He is a strong man who has surpassed the true god level, and he is the well-deserved overlord of Qinfeng Giant City. Even if it is placed in the entire Yinyu star, Qinfeng City Lord can be regarded as a strong man. And what made Yutian feel very coincidental was that Qin Zixuan and Lu Qingyu seemed to be best friends, and the relationship between the two daughters was very good. Coincidental. Whatever she does, if she is offended, she will be offended. Once I win this game, I will make a lot of money. Yutian decided. After this battle, he went to copy a non-superior cultivation talent, and then fused it into a more advanced cultivation talent, and then went to buy some precious resources, retreat and cultivate, and strive to break the 12th physical limit. By the way, I can also buy myself to win. Now my odds are 1 to 3, and the opponent's odds are 1 to 0.5, which means that if I buy me with 40 million star points, once I win, I can get 120 million star points. Yitian calculated. 120 million is nothing for a rich person, but it is a huge amount of money for Yitian, and in Yinyu Star, the purchasing power of Xingdian is much stronger than that of the Yuan Qi stone on the earth. For example, a 10 star point thing on Yinyu Star is estimated to sell for 100 star points on the earth. Because something that is relatively rare on the earth, it is estimated that it is an ordinary thing on Yinyu Star, and it is not valuable. So, 120 million star points are enough to buy a lot of good things on Yinyu Star, which is not a small amount. Then buy 40 million star points. Yitian buys it himself and wins it himself. Regardless of whether the odds will change later, the odds are 3 when he buys himself to win, and even if the odds change later, it will not affect his odds, which is the gambling game in the virtual world. In short, it is easy to make a lot of money and lose money when you open such a gambling game. Because of this, very few people open bets. After Yitian made a bet, he left the virtual world and had a good night's rest. In the blink of an eye, the night passed. On the second day, the much-anticipated 20-game winning streak challenge is about to begin. P.S. The King of Hades wants you to die in the 3rd watch. I dare to keep you until the 5th watch. Chapter 299. 7:50 a.m. Yitian came to the virtual world and waited for the teleportation. At this time, the virtual world has opened the battle arena, and countless seats around it have emerged one by one, and spectators have come to the audience. After a while, tens of thousands of spectators came. For many viewers, 100 stars is not much, and being able to watch Lu Qingyu's battle is definitely worth it. 8 o'clock sharp, Yitian and Lu Qingyu were teleported to the arena one after another. The arena was a large one, covered by a powerful defensive formation on all sides, preventing the battle from spreading to the spectators. Although no one will die in the virtual world, it will affect the viewing experience if it affects the audience. In the ring, Yitian stared at Lu Qingyu and saw that her figure was very good, and her face was very delicate, really like a Barbie doll in the anime. If it weren't for Yitian having the Moon Emperor, he would really be tempted by such a beauty. Now, he's just appreciating her, and there's nothing else he feels. In the audience, Qin Zixuan shouted, "Xing Yi, kill this kid." Qin Zixuan's words attracted the attention of many people, and they all looked at her. Wow, it's Miss Zixuan. It's really Miss Zixuan, she even came to watch the battle. Miss Zixuan and the Empress of Xing Yi are good friends, and Miss Zixuan has also opened a gambling game, so it's normal to come and watch the battle. Being able to see Miss Zixuan and the Empress of Xing Yi at the same time, it's definitely worth it to buy this ticket this time. Let's cheer for the Empress of Xing Yi. Okay, the Empress of Xing Yi will win. The Empress of Xing Yi will win. The Empress of Xing Yi will win. The shouts in the audience covered the heavens and the earth, but fortunately, Yitian couldn't hear the voices, otherwise he would be really depressed. The challenge begins. The sound of the virtual world descends. Space confinement. Yu Tian immediately unfolded his spatial talent. At this time, Lu Qingyu stretched out one hand, emitting a blue light, and slapped it in the air with a palm. Rumble. The space was penetrated, and the space confinement failed to imprison this move. The opponent's move seemed to ignore the space, and directly descended on Yu Tian's body. Teleport. Arcane-level defensive talent. God-level iron armor talent. Mystery-level Vajra bone talent. The display of a talent made Yu Tian's defensive ability skyrocket many times. But even so, the 9-star attack landed on Yu Tian's body, and it still knocked Yu Tian away. Suddenly, Yu Tian's layers of defense were broken. Although he finally defended it, his internal organs were shocked, and there were a lot of cracks, and the injuries were not light. Gift of life. Healing talent. 2 recovery talents were opened, and the injury recovered in a blink of an eye. Careless. The other party is only a 9-star Emperor level, and that palm skill seems to restrain the space confinement. If it weren't for my defensive ability, I teleported away in time and dodged some of the attacks, otherwise I would have been hit hard by a single blow. Yu Tian said to himself. Lu Qingyu failed to hit Yu Tian hard with one blow, and he was suddenly stunned. She thought that a single blow would be able to severely damage Yu Tian, and then quickly end the battle. But now, she has lost the opportunity. In the face of a spatial talent, if you can't defeat it while they are unprepared, it will be difficult to do it later. Swish! Yu Tian teleported over, and used the God-level claw technique to tear the God claw, and with the God-level strength talent, he attacked the past with one blow. Qingyun Hood! Lu Qingyu dragged the sky with one palm, and performed a defensive palm technique, which cooperated with the mystery-level defensive talent to meet Yu Tian's blow. Boom! Lu Qingyu was knocked out, but he was not injured. The blow failed to hurt Lu Qingyu. Yu Tian was not only not disappointed, but couldn't stop getting excited. Although he didn't smile on his face, the smile in his eyes couldn't hide it. Haha! The second levelless cultivation talent has actually been copied. Yu Tian laughed wildly in his heart. Just now, he used his copying talent to check Lu Qingyu's talent. Human. Lu Qingyu. Cultivation talent. No superior. Strength talents. Arcanon. Speed talent. Arcanon. Defense talent. Arcane. Palm talent. Wei Yu. When he found out that Lu Qingyu was also a non-superior cultivation talent, he did not hesitate to copy the other party's non-superior cultivation talent. What is he happy about? Lu Qingyu was very puzzled. She could see that Yu Tian was very excited now, as if she had won, but Yu Tian's attack just now obviously didn't have any impact on her. Strange people. Lu Qingyu commented. The battle continues. Boom, boom, boom. In the ring, the battle between the two was very fierce, but after fighting for a long time, there was still no winner. Yu Tian has a spatial talent, the ability to teleport, as well as an arcane-level life talent and a pseudo-mystery-level healing talent, so even if he is injured, he can easily recover. As for Lu Qingyu, his combat effectiveness is not weak, and he has defensive skills, coupled with his mysterious-level defensive talent, he can shake Yu Tian's attack without being injured. In this way, the two are not separated. If I use the time talent, I should be able to defeat her very quickly. Yu Tian thought to himself. But he didn't dare to use the time talent here. Once the time talent was exposed, it would be a bit troublesome. Space talent is still easy to see, but time talent, he has not heard of it so far. Therefore, he will not expose his talent for time unless he has to. The soul attack talent should be useless, as Lu Qingyu, you should be able to buy the soul treasure, and the soul treasure can be brought into the virtual world. So it is difficult to win if you can resist the soul attack and expose the soul talent. After thinking for a while, Yu Tian decided to expose the god-level sword technique, Starry Sky Annihilation. The move of star destruction is more difficult to defend against than the Great Tearing Claw, and can be used with the Great Tearing God Claw, the left hand tearing the God Claw, and the right hand slashing the Star Sky Annihilation. If he was taken by surprise, he could even inflict a lot of injuries on Lu Qingyu. After the plan was made, Yu Tian unleashed a big tearing divine claw with his left hand, and attacked Lu Qingyu with one claw. Lu Qingyu protected himself with his palm technique Qingyun cover and blocked the blow. Followed by, a knife appeared in Yu Tian's right hand. The stars are gone. With a single slash, the starry sky shattered. Rumble. Inch by inch of space cracked, and the terrifying power permeated the entire ring. Not good. The Qingyun cover had just disappeared, and Lu Qingyi, who was difficult to cast the Qingyun cover again, had a changed face. Of course, she doesn't just have two means of defense, the blue cloud cover and the defensive talent. Green scales. Pieces of Yuan force turned into cyan scales to protect her whole body. This is a special Yuan force body protection secret technique. There is no such secret technique on the earth. Even in Yinyu Xing, such a defensive secret technique is relatively rare. This kind of defense secret technique is to temporarily form a layer of powerful defense at the cost of sacrificing a large amount of Yuan Qi, which is not known how many times stronger than a simple Yuan force protector. But such a defense is still not as powerful as the Qingyun hood. Rumble. Lu Qingyi's body was hit by layers of space debris, a large number of cyan scales shattered and turned into nothingness, and his entire body was pierced several times, but in the end he was still defended. And she also has a top-level healing talent, and is using the healing talent to quickly recover from her injuries. But Yi Tian didn't give her time to recover, and teleported to attack again. Bang! 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 Lu Qingyi was knocked away again, and a trace of blood was scattered in the air, which was very miserable. And Yi Tian showed no mercy to his subordinates at all, and frantically attacked Lu Qingyi. Looking at Lu Qingyi, who was so abused, many fans of Lu Qingyi went crazy and scolded Yi Tian one by one. "You are still not a man. How dare you treat our Empress of Xing Yi like this? Emperor Wanfa, let's go head-to-head and let our Empress of Xing Yi go. Emperor of 10,000 laws, stop it. You have provoked the anger of the public. Oh my God, our Empress of Xing Yi has been beaten like this. Who will stop him?" There were even reckless warriors who tried to rush into the ring, but were stopped by defensive shields, and were immediately moved out of the virtual world, losing their audience qualifications. In the audience, Qin Zixuan's eyes widened. This guy is so powerful. In addition to the Huihui level claw talent, he also has the Huihui level sword talent. And he cultivates both at the same time, and he has also practiced both the God-level claw technique and the God-level sword skill. How did he cultivate? Chapter 300. Qin Zixuan herself has a Huihui level swordsmanship talent, but she has not practiced God-level sword skills so far, because her sword Dao realm is not high, and it is far from enough to practice God-level sword skills. Of course, the reason why her Kendo realm is not high is because she is not very old and has a short cultivation time. But the resources she has are not something that ordinary martial artists can imagine, and there is no need to worry about comprehension at all if there are as many treasures that can improve her understanding. Even so, she hadn't yet practiced God-level sword skills. Therefore, it is very difficult to practice God-level sword skills. On the same path, it was still very difficult to practice God-level claw skills and God-level sword skills, but Yi Tian did it. Muttering to him, Xing Yi was careless just now. He was seriously injured by him, and now he is completely at a disadvantage. What can I do? Qin Zixuan was anxious. Once Yi Tian wins, Xing Yi will not only lose face, but also lose 10 million star points. And according to the odds, there are many people who bet on Yi Tian. Once Xing Yi wins, she can still make a small profit, but once Yi Tian wins, she will lose a lot. And Yi Tian can not only win 10 million in Xing Yi, but also get a huge amount of ticket money. Xing Yi, come on, fight back in a desperate situation. Qin Zixuan shouted, but the miracle didn't happen, and in less than a minute, Lu Qingyi was killed by Yi Tian with a knife, and his body dissipated in the virtual world. Lu Qingyi is defeated. It's over. I'm going to lose at least 10 billion this time. Qin Zixuan wanted to cry without tears, and originally wanted to make a small profit. Because the odds of Yi Tian were increased a little, and she hoped that there would be more people who bet on Yi Tian, but she didn't expect to make a fool of herself. I knew that if he lowered Yi Tian's odds a little, maybe he could still make money. Regret it. The other side, Lu Qingyi was also depressed. She even lost the last 10 million star points. Without Star Spot, she wouldn't even be eligible to participate in random challenges. If it was before, 10 million star points was just pocket money, she didn't care at all, but now the relationship with her grandfather is very stiff, and her grandfather has frozen several of her accounts, leaving only 10 million star points, and she lost it. Zixuan opened a gambling game. I don't know if she lost. Lu Qingyi thought that if Zixuan made it, she would ask Zixuan to borrow a little money and return it to Zixuan in the future. Entering the virtual world, Lu Qingyi contacted Qin Zixuan and soon connected. Zixuan, did you win the bet? Lu Qingyi asked. Qin Zixuan cried and said, Xing Yi, I said I lost 10 billion. Do you believe it? Quote. Lu Qingyi was stunned. 10 billion? If her account hadn't been frozen, she would have been distressed for a long time if she lost 10 billion. Borrow money? Don't think about it. Borrowing money from Qin Zixuan, who lost 10 billion, would be impossible. Hey, let's figure it out for myself. Qin Zixuan said secretly. Win. Yi Tian was very excited. After completing 20 consecutive wins, Qin Zixuan's lost 10 million star points were immediately credited to his account, and then the ticket money also arrived. This time, the total number of tickets was 200 million, and he was rewarded with 100 million. In addition, he bet 40 million star coins, and now he wins. Just wait for the other party to call 120 million. Judging from the odds, Qin Zixuan should have lost miserably. Ha ha ha. Who asked him to raise my odds so high? He deserved to lose. Yi Tian gloated. At this time, he has one more important thing to do. Fusion of superior cultivation talent. If it is fused with Lu Qingyi's non-superior cultivation talent, my cultivation talent can definitely surpass the non-superior cultivation talent. Yi Tian was very sure. Thereupon, he's starting to fuse. Rumble. The unimaginable pain struck. The sweat stains all over the body soaked the clothes. The whole body began to roll the eyes. The skin seemed to be put into the billions of degrees of the sun and barbecued. The whole body was red. Half an hour passed before the temperature on Yi Tian's body lowered and slowly returned to normal. I'm tired, but I'm comfortable. Yi Tian muttered softly. Unconsciously, Yi Tian fell asleep. A night passed, and Yi Tian woke up. For the first time, he went to check his talent. Immediately, he found that his cultivation talent had changed. Cultivation talent. Desolate level. Before, his cultivation talent was levelless, but now it has become a desolate level. Obviously, the desolate level is a talent level above the cultivation talent of the non-superior. Try the cultivation effect. Yi Tian began to absorb the vitality to refine his body, comparing it with the previous refining effect. A few hours passed. Sixfold effect. Yi Tian was overjoyed. Just by refining the body with vitality, the effect is 6 times that of the previous one. And if you use some auxiliary treasures to assist in cultivation, maybe the effect will be more than 6 times. Sure enough, it's a good decision to leave the earth. If I don't leave the earth, I don't know when and what month I will be able to raise my cultivation talent to the desolate level. Entering Yinyu Star is indeed my clearest choice. Yi Tian said with great joy. In the blink of an eye, a day has passed, and the winning bet has not arrived. 2 days have passed, and the bet has not arrived. It wasn't until the 3rd day that the bet finally reached Yi Tian's account. Obviously, it took 3 days for the other party to raise money, which made up for the loss. With nearly 300 million star points of funds, Yi Tian is considered to be wealthy. The first time, he went to buy a property, spent about 30 million star coins. It is a small villa, located on the edge of a river in Qinfeng Giant City. The scenery is good, but it is a little far from the center of Qinfeng Giant City. However, Yi Tian will not live permanently in Qinfeng Giant City. There is no need to buy a villa with a super good location. It will be a complete waste of money. After the villa was purchased, Yi Tian came to the trading tower and purchased a few treasures. An earth-based treasure, resting soil, which can assist arcane-level earth-based talents to refine their bodies. It is a very good treasure, worth 5.2 million star points. He also bought a piece of triple weak water worth 90 million star points, which was many times better than the triple weak water that used to be. At last, Yi Tian also purchased a sunrise-level knife weapon, worth 100 million star points. This weapon was enough to make Yi Tian's strength increase a lot. Even if the value was a little higher, he bought it. As a result, he spent a total of 225.2 million star points, leaving only a few tens of millions of star points. In the following days, Yi Tian began to retreat and cultivate. Waste-level cultivation talent, coupled with the two treasures of resting soil and fivefold weak water, as well as 10 times the time acceleration, Yi Tian's cultivation speed was not known how many times faster than before. He calculated that it would only take a month for him to break the 12th physical limit. Cultivate with all your strength and break the 12th physical limit in a month, Yi Tian said with determination. Day by day, month by month. This day, Yi Tian was refining his body with the earth vitality contained in the resting soil, and at this time, the resting soil had already consumed a lot, and only a little bit the size of his thumb remained. It's the limit, and the next thing is to hit the 12th physical limit, Yi Tian muttered. Immediately, he opened his mouth and swallowed the rest of the breath into his stomach in one gulp, and immediately frantically absorbed the energy of the breath, impacting the 12th body limit. Boom! There was an explosion in the body, and the 12th body limit was easily broken by Yi Tian. Then, the little energy left in the rest of the soil served as the energy needed for Yi Tian's body to transform. Soon, the polyphonic soil was depleted. Whoa! Countless yuan qi stones emerged. These were the yuan qi stones he had purchased not long ago, a total of 5 million pieces. The 5 million yuan qi stones were frantically absorbed by Yi Tian, and the yuan qi contained in the morning-level cultivation room inside the villa itself finally barely filled the needs of Yi Tian's body transformation. After a long time, Yi Tian's body transformation ended. He has successfully broken the 12th physical limit, and his strength has increased a lot again.